Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings from St. Louis. I'm here, and my apologies for being slightly tardy. It's been a very interesting flight. Hello, Cifrato. Hello, my TS. Good seeing you. Hello, Nicole. Greetings, setting sun. How are you? Good to see all of you guys. Hello, Doc. Thank you so much. I'm actually not at the facility right now. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. Thank you so much, Nicole. Really appreciate that. Hello, Supercard. Hello, Mar Rugged. Good seeing you. Hello, Armasian. So I'm here, as I mentioned, at the airport. You see right here, I'm right there at St. Louis, in the terminal, in the arrivals area. And I am going to be picking up my luggage very soon. Oh, thank you, Matt. Hopefully she took good care of you. Abe, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm here in my pocket. I have this pretty cool Bisimoto Hot Wheels. It's pretty nice. The Civic Type R Hot Wheels. I need to build one of these actually. You're off on a Tuesday. Awesome. And guess what? Alex, you're off on a Tuesday and I'm here away from the office. I don't have Ari to give me all these great questions and so on and so forth. So I'm going to try and do it live. But really want to talk to you guys about something that's near and dear to my heart. Something I promised a lot of my friends that I'll express today or talk about today, which is remote tuning. So I get a lot of inquiries about people asking me to remote tune and they kind of get upset, like, why don't I do that? Hey Alex, good seeing you. Good seeing you as well. The one thing about remote tuning that's absolutely impossible to explore is the ability to optimize ignition timing and also cam timing. So I have a lot of cars that come to my facility to tune, and after they've been remote tuned, and none of them do extremely well. A lot of times the ignition advance is so high. And above and beyond that, the cam timing is just close to whatever base map is, never optimized. You cannot do that, so it's very challenging. Thank you so much, Papa. I appreciate the kind words. Yes, thank you. I have this as one of my old school shirts. Absolutely. Thanks so much. Oh, you're very funny, Chris. Thank you so much. So, the only thing you can do with remote tune is to provide logs to be able to try and optimize air fuel ratios, which from car to car are not the same. You can't just say 11.8 to 1 is ideal for turbo, or 11.6, or 13.0, or 12.8 is good for all motor. It's very challenging. So I would encourage you guys, even though getting something remote is good to start your car and make sure everything is good and your fluid's okay, take your vehicle to a proper tuner, optimize it on the dyno, get feedback, and do it properly. Oh, from Massachusetts. Very nice. Oh, I remember you, White. Hello, Rolly. Good seeing you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jeremiah. I'm out here and, no one's asked, but I'm out here to look at a project vehicle. So I go around the country to look for cars, and if I find something that's very unique, I will fly out and try and take a look at it. So that's why I'm here. So definitely, Ben, building S13 with a BMW engine, you definitely have to upgrade your turbocharger. Not upgrade your injectors, improve your pump as well, which is very important. I'm trying to see if my gate has been, my baggage claim area has been shared yet, because my luggage is still around there. But yes, one thing about drifting is mid-range and low RPM is extremely important, so you need a relatively small turbo, but that doesn't mean that you have to run factory injectors. Definitely upgrade your injectors, and I can give you some insight if you tell me what your power goals are and what fuel you're going to run. I'm a huge advocate of E85, and above and beyond that, upgrade your fuel pump. It should be good to go. Yes, the Santa Fe 2.02 dock, 2.0T, it depends on your gearbox. If you have the automatics, those don't hold power very well. If you remember, on the Santa Fe, I had to upgrade to a Genesis gearbox manual to be able to get the power I got reliably. Hello, Duran. Good seeing you. Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you. You're very kind, Wide. I do remember you. I appreciate that, Wide. Very excited. Hey, hello, Clint from Canada. Good seeing you. I love going to Canada. I went to Toronto twice last year for some filming. AJ Thompson, hello from across the pond. AJ, I'm not in LA. I'm actually in St. Louis, Missouri. And I'll be driving out to a little bit up north to Illinois this afternoon. So Ikete, believe it or not, Motec does have a system for you that can support direct injection for GMs and other vehicles as well. Thank you so much, Outlaw. Appreciate that. So to put the Qashqai turbo in a Mica, It's something I haven't done before, but not severely difficult. I'll have to see it in hand or first hand to be able to know that. Hello, Papa. Oh, very well, Dan. Dan, I'm waiting for you. You're supposed to call me so we can get that POC engine going. I have 2 more I need to build. You know what? So Ben, if you're gonna run petrol, regular gasoline, you can get away with as little as 450 cc's. If you're going to do anything with 85, which I would highly suggest because it's a more cost-effective fuel, allows you to do a lot more, I would go to 750. Better yet, even 1,000 cc's, and you should be good. I'll be more than happy to, Clint. Thank you so much. I would definitely do that, Outlaw. Thank you so much. Hello, Jeremy. Sure, son. So, I always want to find ways of making my engines more efficient. So years ago, I experimented with putting water methanol in front of the turbo. And what I noticed is that it expanded the map, the efficiency compressor map very nicely. It actually created an environment where the turbo acted like bigger than it actually was, which is pretty interesting. So, and I had to think about it. What is the theory that can cause that? Well, if we're injecting pre-turbo, of course the air has an opportunity to become even more denser. And hence, we're compressing air and not heating it up significantly. So, by doing that, because whenever we compress air, and I think that's Charles' law, when we compress a gas, the temperature increases exponentially, or I should say, it has direct proportion in increase in temperature to the pressure. So that being said, by coating it pre-charge, we have an opportunity to have a denser mixture that's being compressed, and the temperatures don't go up very highly. So we have a more efficient turbo system. The caveat there, however, is water is a very good erosion element or agent. So I did erode the blades after some time. So it's something that if you have access to multiple turbos, do it. It can create an opportunity where a small turbo acts much larger and a lot more efficient. You can make a large turbo even act more efficient than it already is, but you can create some erosion to the blades of your turbo. My pleasure, Teddy. Thank you, Outlaw. Mic rod, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that so much, Clinton. So I assume, Jay, you meant a B18C1, not B28C1. 2mm is really small. If you're trying to get 600 horsepower, you can push it and get to that power level. But I'm a huge advocate of going at least to a 68 to 70mm. Hello, French. Good seeing you. Hello, Dell. J35Y? Yes, there is. Really, I've had a lot of experience with the J35Ys. They provide a lot of opportunity. Not only do you have the displacement, but the VTEC is not there to help enhance power, but to make things more economical. But you can definitely, with improved camshafts, valve train, head porting, and even adding a turbo system engine management, you can make some good power with those reliably. You can't push them too much. If you try and get even get close to 200 per cylinder, you end up cracking the block. So most people are happy with much less than that, so that's good. Hello, Zoo. My pleasure, Illist. So guys, come with me. Let's take a look and see if my gate is, if they've shared where my, I'm gonna see if they've shared where I can pick up my luggage yet. So, I came from Phoenix, and it looks like I'm Carousel 4. Guys, if you don't mind, walk with me. I'm gonna go to Carousel 4 and try and see if I can grab my luggage. Let's see. Okay. So guys, go ahead. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to do so many things at the same time. What's up, Paul? So it depends, I think, good what you want to do. I'm a huge advocate of the F22 engine. It has huge potential and huge opportunity to make tons of power. And price-wise, it's very similar. You may even, dare I say, make more power per dollar with the F22A than you would with a Z6 single cam. Because if you think about it, the cams are relatively cheaper when you compare the two with the F22A, but pistons are the same price, rods are the same price, and you get significant bump in displacement, which is pretty nice as well. My pleasure, Son of the Burger. Oh. Well, it depends, Ben, how easy you want things. It's okay with internal gates. The one thing is that sometimes you have to massage them to get improved flow. But for what you're doing, especially if you have challenges with engine space and confinements, then by all means you can explore internal gate. That's fine. You know, wide, it depends. If I have a relationship with Nissan, which I don't, I'd be more than happy wide to be able to explore a Nissan R32. You are too kind, Fresh. I appreciate the kind words. Oh, Papa, that's a really cool project. It depends on what space you have, Papa, in the engine bay. I like something that's really light and efficient, so I wouldn't be opposed to NA or boosted Z6, D16 Z6. That'd be really cool. And Full Metal, I'll be more than happy to explore that for you as well. My pleasure, Rolly. So the challenge with the B1 is the exhaust port configuration. I don't find it very appealing because you have very uneven flow between cylinders 1 through 4. As you notice, cylinders 2 and 3 are closer to each other, and 1 and 4 are very nice. So that doesn't lend itself very well to efficiency, and I'm big on efficiency. Hello, King. You know, Ellis, I am going to bring my drag car back out. So I do have an NA 430 horsepower F22A in an inside chassis, full unibody. I'm bringing that back out. We're actually working on it as we speak at the office. The head's already off. I'm going to go through the engine and rebuild it. So for a street and track car, I'm a fan of the Mini Ram. It allows for much faster spool with the not so appealing slight decrease in top end, which if you're doing a lot of street fun and going to track occasionally, that's okay. But if you're full drag, I prefer the long, you know, top mounts, which are pretty nice. Okay, so Campus Gabby asked what the difference is between the F and the H series, and I assume you mean the single cam F series and the H series. So when you take a look at, let's say, the H22A and the F22A, they both have similar displacements when you look at it as a whole, even though they achieve them differently. Of course, the H22 has a more of an over bore or over square engine with a larger bore and a shorter stroke, and the F22A has a 95 stroke, much longer than the 90.8 on the H22, with a much smaller 85mm bore. So I'm looking around to see if I can find my luggage. So that's why I'm looking back and forth, guys. I'm not ignoring you. Now, here is where what happens. If you're going to keep your engine stock, the F22A is not a very powerful engine out the box. You know, low RPM capability, hovering in the, wow, barely the mid-hundreds. It's not a very good engine to make a lot of power with when in stock configuration. But the H22 out the box is very appealing. Twin camshafts, you know, very nice ports from factory, very, very cool. Now here's where it gets interesting. We get to a point where you start modifying them. Because of the valve angles on the H22, you cannot put very large camshafts in. If you go too large in camshafts on valve head size, you have valve-to-valve interference, which limits the power potential, even though the bottom ends are very, very similar. While the F22A, having the same flow capabilities, even improved flow capabilities when ported, you can put as big as 4mm, yes, 4mm on the intake on the valves, 2mm on the exhaust and go bigger, and you can go up to almost 600 lift with camshafts. So by doing that, and since the head has the highest potential for power, and being able to get as much air as possible into an engine with the appropriate amount of flow, I think that's my bag that just went by, you have an opportunity to be able to make a lot more power. So stock to stock, H22A. Slight mod to slight mod, debatable. Full all-out power, F22A. So I hope that helps. So I think good. I know we talked about that a little bit, about swapping easily an H22 or the F series into an engine bit that originally came with a D series. I'm trying to see, is that my luggage? No. Okay. The one easy way of doing it is by using an F to D or H to D kit, which we manufacture. We brought that to the market. We're really the originators of, in the drag world, of the adapter plate kit systems that a lot of people kind of knocked off. But I, because of demand, will be bringing back the F to D adapter, and that'll make things a lot, very much easier for you. Hold on for one moment, guys. Let me see if my luggage is here. Hold on for a second. Yep. That's mine. That's my name. Okay, guys. Thanks for waiting. I got my luggage now. So let me grab a seat somewhere and talk to you properly. So I think, good, to answer your question, it's something that if you're not mechanically inclined very much, it may be a little difficult. But I actually simplify the process using this particular kit. So what it does, the H to D or F to D kit, what pretty much does is it allows you opportunity to remove the gearbox from the original D-Series engine. This adapter plate bolts onto the new engine with slight modification to allow clearance for the axle, and then your original D-Series gearbox bolts back on. So you don't have to worry about axles or placement. And then for the EF and the EG chassis, I think we have mounts through Hasport, and it makes it very, very, very easy for you. So that's very nice, you know? Oh, in the UK? Okay, so I have a friend, if you're not too far away from Watford, who can help you with that. There's a place close to the Watford area, and if you want, hit me up and I'll give you his contact information. Daryl, very good guy, very handy with cars, and very cost effective as well. Very good guy. No, by all means, no fresh. You don't have to ditch the B1. You can make a lot of power with that. Don't feel bad at all. I will by all means, list. Thank you guys. Rob, so one of my good friends, Ravi, he is the general manager and I think VP at CSF Radiators, told me about his Zona turbos. I don't have experience personally. I'm familiar with them, but I don't have experience. Hi CFM, AJ Thompson, you're asking, it's possible on intake and exhaust on a Z7, Stitch F22 and H20 and the Hyundai V6 Lambda. Okay, on the K24 Z7, it is, you know, the thing is that as long as the head casting can allow for it, you can, I mean, the sky's the limit. So, in other words, I can place the very same port that I've done on F22A, which is completely nothing like factory. Well, a lot of welding, a lot of recontouring, a lot of cross-sectional area increasing. If the water jackets allow, you can digitize an optimal port and put it in any head. So, what is the limitations that we have? Ports. So the K series has a very interesting port configuration near the exhaust, so it doesn't allow you to go too crazy. The Genesis gives us a lot of meat, so we can have some fun with that. And also the valve angle of attack is very nice on the Genesis as well. So CFM wise, what we've done very nicely, we've got over 450 at 25 on your CFM at about 25 inches of depression. It was definitely post 580 lift on F22A, and I'm confident we can get similar numbers on the K24Z7 on intake. The exhaust is limited because of the integrated head. So cylinders 2 and 3 can flow very well on exhaust, but cylinders 1 and 4, since they have to have a very tight radius turn, which we cannot get access to unless you cut and weld the exhaust manifold again, that limits us significantly. I can give you a very nice rule of thumb. The intake manifold, intake side on the Z7 flows better than even the TSX K series engines, but the exhaust flows close to a B, which is kind of sad, but there's always opportunity there. And the Hyundai has the best potential on the intake and exhaust because of the meat that exists around the head ports, and also the valve angles as well, which is pretty nice. My pleasure, Jay. My pleasure. So Brett, I don't have any tips on 944s because I haven't explored it yet. I have a good friend of mine, Ricky, who just picked one up, and maybe I'll, when we get some time, I'll play with his, and I'll have plenty of insights then. I'm not the type of person or engineer that would just share information without any data. It's not my way. Thank you so much. God bless you as well, Campus Gardy. Hello, J-Tune. Good seeing you. Oh, thank you so much, J-Tune. And I have in my pocket my Civic Type R1 here too. So I have it with me. I travel with it. Keeps me company, my buddy. Thank you. BC Goku, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll call it the Bisimoto Tech2sday. Sounds good. Thank you so much, June. That's a good choice. Oh, thank you, thank you. We had a forum on the Bisimoto page, but it got crazy in there with a bunch of spam and whatnot. So, but I love interacting with you guys. There's nothing better than me sitting down somewhere and talking to all of you. So thank you so much. Yeah, Rob, I answered your question before. I haven't had any personal experience with Zona turbos. Thank you, Fresh. Yes, Wyatt, it is very possible. So write to me at lab@bisimoto.com. We do take interns all the time. And, for those interns, we have a great placement program with a lot of OEM manufacturers. So we have companies that have picked up a lot of interns and they've got great jobs. So it's a great opportunity to partner with us and learn a lot from us. So G6, yes, I am in the works of bringing back the F2D adapter plate. It'll hover in the same. I'm not even gonna change the price. It'll hover in the same. I think we had it for $685, and it'll come with a plate, the bolts, and a flywheel. And the clutch that you can use, I love using action clutches. And you just use a clutch that's affiliated with your gearbox. So a D series clutch would be ideal. Either the 1MS for lower horsepower applications and the 2MS for higher horsepower applications. Thanks so much, Lorenzo. Hello, James K Tuner. I had some fun with your setup yesterday. I have another customer, James, just to let you know, that came in with a V6 Accord, full streetable application, manual this time, and we got him 19 wheel horsepower. So I'm going to post that very soon. I love your software, and hopefully we can do more things together, James. So thank you for joining us. It's okay, Kenny, no problem. I'm here. I'm not even in LA. I'm here in St. Louis, Missouri, and in a few moments I have to fly, not literally fly, but I already flew, but drive out, grab a rental car, and head out and look at some cars. If I find a car I like, I'm gonna ship it back to LA. I found a pretty cool application out there. So, player news on M96s. We'll probably explore that next week when I'm at the office. Oh, you know what? I won't do the Tech Tuesday next week at the office. As a matter of fact, I have a very special location for next week's Tech Tuesday. We will most likely be at the SEMA garage, near the SEMA headquarters in the Southern California area. For those of you who are familiar with the LA area, it's near the 57 and the 60, which is pretty nice, near Diamond Bar. And I have a very good friend and fellow engineer flying out from Australia to join me. So I give you a little hint, carbon fiber. So that's a little hint for that. So, must-see progression. Highest compression ratio, 91 pump can function best in a fully built B18 LS block. You can go as high as 13-1. But here's the trick, not with stock camshafts. See, what causes a lot of detonation is very, very, very high dynamic compression. So that being said, your static can be very high, but if you have very small cams, your dynamic will be extremely high and make your engine very prone to detonation and have a very narrow tuning window. So that being said, if you use very aggressive camshafts, you can get away with nice power, high compression, a lot of efficiency, but the camshafts are key. So guess how I knew that. I played around with that years ago for quite a bit. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Actually, AJ Thompson, the Gen 1 Insight is very good for that, because if you look at the rear beam axle, it gives a lot of space when you remove it. There's a very nice enclosure back there that allows you to put any, a variety of rear differentials in there. So it's very, very nice. Yes, Fresh, we do interns. And in fact, if you want to intern now, I have some pretty cool projects that would be perfect for you, by all means. So write to us at lab@bisimoto.com and we'll take care of you. Oh, hello, Kenny. I remember We Are Savages. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Dan. That means a lot to me. Okay, the best way to all-wheel drive a 94 Accord is to probably implant CRV drivetrain. That'd be most cost-effective, and it keeps it within the marquee, which is very nice. No, I'm not an EFI 101. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, away from Los Angeles. I have a couple project cars out here that I found that have some good potential, so I flew out here to look at those cars, and if I like them, I'll be buying them tonight and shipping them back to Los Angeles. Thank you, White. I appreciate that. Look forward to it. Hello, Zach. Good seeing you. Thank you so much, John. I love that van as well. I love to mess with VQ once I have a relationship with Nissan. So G6, if I was approached to do an engine design, I would most likely do something, one of two. I'd like to be able to do something, a 4-cylinder and a large V12, but incorporate some kind of integrated motor assist using an EV technology into it, which would be very nice. Yeah, that is a great question, G6, absolutely. So guys, it's a bit late now. I spent some good time with you guys, so I must fly now. I must go and get my rental car and travel out to these facilities to see what kind of vehicles I can pick up. But I promise next week will be even better. I really appreciate all your support, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon, okay? Have a good afternoon, and greetings once again from St. Louis. Cheers.